The Gippsland Carnival rolls on to the third and final leg with the Cranbourne Cup. It's the Spolly Syndication's Cranbourne Cup, and I'm joined by George Farrugia to preview the race. And George, the Cranbourne track, it's a little bit unique. It's quite a tight first corner, but Orson Allen, how good was he there last week?
Yeah, unbelievable. Those splits, which we'll talk about in a little bit of detail. But yeah, look, it's a little bit of a horses for courses type of track, Cranbourne, and there's one greyhound who finished second in this race last year. Can he go one better? Well,
I think he's a big chance to do so, of course, talking of Poke the Bear. Now, interestingly enough, this is the 45th running of the Cranbourne Cup, and the first winner of the Cranbourne Cup was a greyhound called Great Power. I think it's fitting, George, because this Cranbourne Cup seems to have great power everywhere. As we see the box draw now, we start with 1, Where's Woodley, 2, Poke the Bear, and 3 is Orson Allen. So the two favourites drawn close to the rail, side by side. High Tan in 4, Huxley in 5, Blue Striker, Azkaban, sure to excite, round out the bottom 3, and the reserves. How about this for reserve, George? I get excited when they're strong. Hasten Slowly, Dyna Hunter, 2 of the real stars of the game, and they haven't qualified.
Yeah, there's a few good ones on the bench there. Yeah, and that just shows, I think, the quality of this field, that those greyhounds failed to qualify, but nobody wants to scratch from a group race, so they might not get a run.
Well, that's it. We'll see what plays out. We'll go through these heat by heat, starting with the first of the heats. It was High Town and Azkaban who qualified from this, and Azkaban, he's just racing so well, this greyhound. He rolled up. I think he can go quicker than what he did in the heat. He's just such a good greyhound. He's racing in such good touch.
I think I've been harping on about this for a little while, but I think he's probably the informed greyhound in the country without making a group final, incidentally. Hasn't made one since July. This is his first one for a fair while, but his run homes have been unbelievable. 29.60 at the Meadows running down Miss Splendor Miro. I get the feeling with him, it doesn't matter almost who's in front of him. He just seems to run them down. The start before at Warragul, he ran down a group winner. Look, he's just racing so well. The box draw makes it interesting, though.
Well, that's the one thing with him, George. It doesn't matter, or it doesn't seem to matter where he draws. He's not the best at beginners, yet he wins from any box. He wins over any distance, so he's got to be a big player here.
Yeah, look, he's been beginning a little bit better. I thought he began okay in his heat, and as we said, some of these greyhounds, some of the greyhounds that he's run down in the last 3 or 4 weeks have been outstanding.
You're not wrong. Moving along to heat number 2, and it was Poke the Bear. Well, he never deserved to, or never should have won this race. He deserved to win it, but he shouldn't have won it. On the home corner, spotting the leader, Juice Royale, about 3, maybe 4 or 5 lengths, and just mowed him down. The leader was getting tired, so I think it made the run look slightly better, but just had no right to win.
Are we surprised anymore with this greyhound, the way he races? I mean, it's just incredible, and he's been such a terrific greyhound for a long time. As we said, he finished second in this race last year. I really like his box draw here. He's had 12 starts in Victoria from either the boxes 1, 2 or 3 for 9 wins, a second and a third. He's had to overcome some really difficult box draws in big finals and won them, and now I think he's drawn pretty well.
Yeah, I clocked him losing about 5 to 6 lengths in the heat, and I reckon he lost about a half length to the first split as well. Moving along heat 3, it was Huxley leading all of the way, defeating Blue Striker. And I thought this was a smart win, George, because Blue Striker's strong. He's got 600 metre form, but Huxley just held him at bay, kept on going and went all of the way.
Strikes me as a real confidence dog, Huxley, and his last couple of wins have been really good at the Meadows and then in Cranbourne. Again, the box draw has probably played against him with a little bit of speed drawn on his inside, but he's racing so well and his splits were fantastic. Did break 21 seconds to the second marker, which is pretty elite.
And running the time at the end as well. He stopped the clock in a very quick 29.90. Fourth and final heat, well, I think they saved the best till last when they put together these fields. Orson Allen defeating Sure to Excite. I'll let you go through the splits, but this was just a phenomenal run. And as you said just a moment ago, Azkaban, one of the informed greyhounds in the nation. Orson Allen, he is just right up there. He's absolutely flying.
Well, we spoke about him in the Warragul Cup and his splits that day. And again, over the weekend, 20.76 to the back marker. I've been watching greyhounds a long time at Cranbourne. I don't think I've seen anything go quicker than that. It was incredible. But we're used to that with him. He's just in the zone at the moment. But again, we all know with him, he just needs to begin good. He's going to have 2 of the biggest swoopers in the country behind him. But his 29.61 win, just a fraction outside the track record.
Yeah, he can be just a shade hit or miss, but if he hits, George, he's going to be really hard to beat. Look, I'll throw it to you for selections. The favourites have drawn 2 and 3. Is that what we're leaning to?
Yeah, my numbers are 2, 3, 7 and 5. Probably no surprises. I've gone with Poke the Bear. As I said, I think he's got an outstanding record off the inside inside traps. He's clearly Australia's best greyhound, has been for a little while now, and I think he'll be winning. Orson Allen, the clear danger because of his box manners. If he can get it right like he did on the weekend, his splits are outstanding. I can't leave Azkaban out of any top four in any race in the country the way he's racing at the moment. He's been incredible. And I just think if Orson Allen doesn't begin as well, I think Huxley might be there for the taking off box 5. He has been pinging. Yes,
I'm very similar with you, George. My numbers for the Spolly Syndication's Cranbourne Cup, I'm going 3, 2, 7 and 4. Well, it's Orson Allen v Poke the Bear as far as we're concerned. I think they're clearly the main two. I just thought Orson Allen, if he hits the start, he runs those sections based on what he did at Warragul, based on what he did in the heat, and 29.61. They just don't run that around Cranbourne. I think he's clearly the one to beat, but he just has to step off. Gone 2 Poke the Bear for second. The red's going to miss the start, where's Woodley, so he's going to slot onto the rail. And if Orson Allen begins, he'll be behind him. If Orson Allen doesn't begin, he may well go through and just about lead the race. For third, I've gone with the 7 Azkaban. Exactly the same as you, George. You just have to throw him in for a top 3. Such a consistent greyhound. And I've gone 4 in for fourth. The point of difference, high tan. I just think the greyhound's in good form, can show speed. And if that favourite happens to miss the favourite pair, I just think can roll forward at the start. But it's a great edition of the Cranbourne Cup. There's no two ways about that. $20 have been thrown into the kitty. What are you going to do with those 20?
Well, being a little bit more creative this time. We're going to take a trifecta. 2, 3, 5 and 7 are my numbers. As I said, if you want to take something on Poke the Bear, I think he's fair enough odds for the quality of greyhound he is, but we'll go the try 2, 3, 5 and 7.
You know what, George? I'm just going to take a box trifecta. I'll go 2, 3, 4, 5 and 7. I'll throw the extra one in. I'll put $20 on that and we'll see what plays out. But it's going to be a ripper. The Cranbourne Cup this Saturday night. Anything more to add?
No, we're just going to see a champion here in Poke the Bear, and Orson Allen's right on his tail.
I tell you what, it's going to be game on between you and I when we watch this Cranbourne Cup, because I'm going Orson, you're going Poke the Bear. The market can't separate them. We can't separate them. The next preview could be interesting.
It should be.
Tune in, the Cranbourne Cup this Saturday night.